Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning? Whose idea was that? Wait, that was my idea. That's why I'm still in bed. I'm FayWhat, and I'm gonna help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's gonna be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton, is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we are live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm also on demand, baby. It's Monday, August 28th, 2023. Let's kiki, baby. Let's kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What else did you think about? I wouldn't know what to do with this guy. I mean, seriously, it's Mark Pettitt. Our first segment is Gay Boys Sleep Late. This morning, I'm joined by my gay guy pal, one of my co-hosts on It's Happening Out, as well as a life coach and leather sir. His name is Mark Pettitt. Good morning, Mark, and welcome to my bed.
Good morning, FayWhat. I understand you have a busy bed today.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have a lot of people in bed with me, and that's how I like it.
I saw the lineup. It's like the little Fort Lauderdale brothel up
Like
in
that.
here. All
Yeah.
genders, all colors.
All sizes, everything.
Just bring it to the pink fur.
That's how you like it.
I do.
Oh.
Thank you for having me on, Faye.
I missed you. I'm so sorry that you got that little COVID crap.
That shit knocked my ass out.
Wow. So we went to a play a couple of weeks back, and that right there was our first problem, right? That was our first mistake.
We went to Homestead.
That was our first issue.
Yes.
Yes. We went to go see a play in Homestead. That was our second issue, right? So we went to go support a fellow cast member that people say I'm mean to, right? So I said, wow, if I'm so mean, why would I go all the way to Homestead and see, his show, right? Aren't I a teddy bear? I'm not mean at all.
Penance. That's what that was.
Sure. Whatever you want to say. Sure.
No, you're a sweetheart.
Anyway, we went to Homestead and saw Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
Right? And
good show.
And it was a great production. They did a fantabulous job. Trini, I don't know exactly what the hell he does for them, but he did whatever he did well. And so then I heard that, unfortunately, the next day you weren't feeling good. And he called me and Cal. You folks know Cal, right? And he's like, I don't feel good. I have COVID. Please check yourselves since I was with you yesterday. And then for the next week plus, you were just out of commission. Awful. And you're boosted, you're fully vaccinated, the whole entire nine, right?
Everything like that. And people said, well, what symptoms did you have? I was like, I had fucking all of them.
All of them.
Like my heart rate, my watch was starting to yell at me because it was 110, 120, just resting. And I'm normally like a 60. And then even after I felt better, it was still like a 10% better each day. It was just so slow.
Oh my God, wow.
I immediately had significantly more empathy for people going through
Right?
it. I just thought though that since I had the shot that it would just be something mild.
Yeah.
That is not what's going around
And it was
right now.
not at all. And I remember texting Mark a couple days in, just checking in, right? And he's like, man, I'm probably like 20% better. Like, again, the percentages were just a mess, And it's like, you don't get the love that you used to get for COVID, right? Like before you put on Facebook, I got COVID. You got bitches bringing you soup. You got people Uber Eats stuff to you.
Oh, that's too bad.
Literally, no one gives you any love. Like, it's not like, it's not in style anymore. So no one gives a shit. But can I tell you one thing though?
What, Faye? You gave a shit.
I did give a shit.
Yeah,
but another thing that you're going to give a shit about.
What?
You look thinner.
I am thinner.
Oh,
but that's not.
You don't think it's from the COVID? Because I know.
No, I've been very conscientious for the
Whatever.
last
I would have
2
blamed
weeks.
it on the COVID. I thought like you were sweating bullets, and it was just like
I lost my COVID-5 or whatever.
you didn't have it, or you
No,
moved it to your butt, or you
that-
moved it somewhere else. Oh yeah, maybe there.
No.
Wow.
I think that glow that you see may be a little bit of cosmetic touch-ups.
You think so?
I don't know. Not that I would ever do such a thing, but
He looks
look
gorgeous.
at that flat
Doesn't he look
forehead.
gorgeous?
50
All right.
years old, my ass.
And I wasn't gonna tell you his age, and now he just did it. But you look you look amazing. So I mean, I'm sorry. Like I don't want to get COVID. Please don't give me COVID. The Lord, I'm one of the. My wife calls me the roach, right? Because I'm the only person in my crew that hasn't gotten COVID, and I've been like next to people with
And
COVID.
now I've scared the hell out
And
of
now
you.
you scared the living shit out of me about COVID. All right. So I made sure he tested twice before getting in bed. We good.
I'm surprised
And
you
you-
have a mask on
And
right
you-
now.
And you know how hard it
Where's the FayWhat
is.
show?
You know how hard it is to get a test these days. It's not even easy anymore, like as it used to be. Like you've got to go through some shit. to do that.
I have one like in the cupboard. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work.
He dusted it off. It expired.
And it's like, okay, it takes 20 mines to get the results. 2 minutes, it was like, you gonna die, bitch. That's exactly. That's how that test
Trouble,
worked.
bitch. So before we start talking about our kikis and start talking shit on everybody, I want to mention my harness, right? Like I've had folks tell me about. So I got this harness from Links by Luke, right? Who is his wonderful husband. I love him. He's awesome. Luke is incredible. And so he made this special piece for me for Costa Rica Pride a couple of months back. And I got to wear it in front of 1.2 million people. And it was everything. But I wanted to wear it on my show because I haven't been able to, you know, and I just love it. So, you know, if you're ever interested in getting one of your own, contact us here or find linked by, what is it?
Linksbyluke.com?
Yeah,
you got it.
linksbyluke.com, and then you can get your own harness.
All
you know?
different colors, styles, all
Everything,
custom made to fit the
everything.
person and will last the rest of your
Everything.
life.
And the reason I got mine pink, black, and white was, you know, you folks know I love pink, but I'm also a cancer survivor and Barbie and the whole entire nine, you know? So this is like totally FayWhat, right? It encompasses me, it feels like me and everything. Like, get one that makes you feel happy and makes you smile as big as I do every time I wear mine. I just wanted to make sure that I got that out. All right.
And production, please cut that minute out for our future Links by Links syndicated commercial on All Network. That was fabulous. Thank you.
No, but I love.
But all true.
But all true. But I do. I love what you and Luke do. And I mean, he literally measured me himself. He did not enjoy it. I was like, look, my boob is right there. Like, no. And he was like, nope, because he's also hot as hell. He's really, really good looking. Anyway, get your own harness. Stop looking at mine. All right, let's start talking about all the kikis and all the stuff that's going on in the world. All right.
Let's have a key.
You ready to talk about Megan Rapinoe? Let's do it. What?
Yes, we are.
Okay, we are. Okay, let's do it. Okay, all right. So Megan Rapinoe's final World Cup ended on a bittersweet note, right? With the star midfielder missing a crucial penalty kick and the U.S. team being eliminated from the Women's World Cup in Melbourne, Australia. Rapinoe is normally unflappable, but this time her kick flew over the top of the goal, leading her to walk away with a bitter smile of disbelief about the dark comedy of missing a kick at such a critical time, especially as someone known for her penalty kick accuracy. Rapinoe said that missing a penalty kick was just like a sick joke in her post-game comments. The world will remember Megan Rapinoe no matter what. What are we all talking about? That is not her legacy. That can't be her legacy.
That was not even the game. Okay, because first of all, there are 5 penalty kicks at the end to get rid of a tie.
Okay.
Different team members do each of the 5 kicks. She was one of the 5 kicks.
Okay.
And she was not the only person to miss out of the 5.
But she's the one that will remember, though.
Well, only because of, I think, her own commentary.
Yeah.
I don't understand why she is being so hard on herself. I don't know if this is like a gay girl thing that y'all like beat yourself up over this, but she's like the FayWhat of soccer. You know what I mean? Like she's always going to have a legacy that lasts forever. This is one kick.
Listen, as
go.
women, we're marginalized. We're second class, and I don't feel boastful saying that. Okay, it is something that we are raised with, and so when you're an overachiever like Megan Rapinoe is, and you're like, I'm gonna make the women's soccer team the best they can ever be. We are gonna win this shit. We're gonna put us on the map. We're gonna put lesbians and queer women on the map as athletes, right? I'm gonna do all that. It's like Michael Jordan losing his last game. Like it just puts a sour note on the whole thing, Mark.
Yeah, I guess, but to me, like, if that was a gay man in that position, missed the shot, would have come out, but I looked damn good when I made that shot. Like, did you see my walk out there? Did you see the shoes and the outfit of the all? So, we love you. Don't let it get you down.
Yes, you've done so much.
You're our girl.
And just like, every time that you would do something great on the field, and at the end you would go kiss your woman. Like, it was such wonderful moments that you gave us during the Olympics and all that. Like, that's how I'm going to remember you. I'm not going to remember you by this last penalty kick that you did not make in. When again, I didn't even know what Mark said. There was 4 other fools that didn't freak. And I'm going to say those 4 girls' names on my next show. And that's their legacy. They lost that game, not you, Megan. Good?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, next. The right-wing not-for-profit America First Legal, AFL, filed a federal civil rights complaint against Kellogg's to the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission on August 9th. AFL's co-founders are Donald Trump's former advisors, Gene Hamilton and Stephen Miller, who have openly attacked transgender ideology. In its complaint, ADF alleges that the cereal brand's hiring, training, and promotion practices are designed to achieve a balance based on race and sex that violates the federal law banning workplace biases. Miller also sent a letter to Kellogg's informing it of the complaint and accusing it of politicizing and sexualizing its products. Kellogg stands strong against the hate. What are we all talking about? Kellogg's is gay?
I think
this is preposterous, is what it is.
Well, it really is, especially when you consider the origin of food cereal. I don't know if you know this, but Post and Kellogg's, they both kind of came up with breakfast cereal together, like the 40s or 50s, originally because they thought that if they could get boys to eat breakfast, that they would masturbate less. Oh my God, you're dead ass serious too. I am dead serious. So now I think this is hilarious that they went kind of then all wholesome for 50 years. Yep. Now they've come back and they have awakened to equality, and now they're yelling at somebody else for sexualizing their products.
Oh my God.
But I think that it does bring up a very real issue to me, Faye. Like, okay, if we want an equal society, are we just going to structure it to be equal? Like, there are certain, if there's going to be 100 people in this company, that 100 need to fit this way, or are we going to be equal and then everybody just has the same opportunity and we see who gets to work? We don't even know how to do it yet.
No, and it's something that sounds so simple, right? It's like, okay, give everybody the same rights and privileges. Boom.
It's not that simple.
But it's not that simple. It's far from being that simple. And what a logic that what you were saying. So you're saying that back in the 30s or whenever, they wanted to start a breakfast cereal to make boys masturbate less. Wouldn't the sugar make you masturbate harder?
I don't think it was that sugary back then. I think it was just like the nasty little wheat flakes. But I don't know, a story like this, though, just also makes me think that as a country, we're getting dumber.
We're getting dumber.
Like, we're seriously fighting against a company for wanting to take care of all of its people.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's what's happening. We went after Target, right? We went after Doc Martens because they did 2 trans pairs of shoes. 2!
Yeah. Something needs to happen, I think, with our judicial system, where when you bring up this kind of stuff, like Trump does all these lawsuits, that when you do that and it doesn't pan out, there should be real penalties. Yeah. Because the other side has legal fees. The other side had to take off time and lose profit.
Yep. And you're also defacing the other side's, face and what their brand and what people see them as.
We are the most litigious society in the entire world, and this is just a symptom of it.
Listen, that is our word for the day.
Litigious.
Litigious.
I went to law school.
Do you know how to spell that? Litigious. L-A-T-L-I.
Like litigation.
Oh, okay. Does it end with G-E-O-U-S?
Sure.
It does today? That's the word of the day.
How do you spell it? No, go.
Next, recently tickets to Kylie Minogue's upcoming Las Vegas residency at the Venetian Resort's brand new venue, Voltaire, went on sale to the general public. Well, at least in theory, because it seems many people just came away with a whole lot of frustration. Since the residency's announcement last month, Kylie queers had been expecting demand to be sky high, considering the mesmerizing impact a Ba-dum has had over the hot gay summer, and because Voltaire only holds about 1,000 seats. However, from the reactions on the platform formerly known as Twitter, it appears the site was unprepared for the sheer volume of traffic. So close, yet so far. What are we all talking about?
Well, Luke is a Kylie guy.
Is he?
Yes. If you're watching this and you don't know, every gay man has their diva. We all have like our one favorite. Kylie is his.
Okay.
But he is for a
And
lot
from
of like
before.
British. Oh, yeah.
And from before. Okay.
Yeah, from before. Because she, as big as she is here,
She's bigger in Europe.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
UK, Australia. The last
UK.
Australian RuPaul's Drag Race, the runway category was Night of 1,000 Kylie Minogue.
Oh my
And they all came out
God.
dressed just
I've
like
gotta
different
see
colors.
that. I've got to see that.
The runways were not that good, but you should still see it.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't understand this though, because they had so much traffic that it crashed, yet as soon as I could get onto the site, it was all sold out. So you can either buy like a ticket to just the show, or you can pay $2,400 each for a 2-night stay.
That was what I saw.
Yeah, so I think you can still do that.
I know, but I mean, who
But
has
look,
25?
I do not.
I don't have 2,500.
If I get
like that.
$2,500, I'm redoing the kitchen. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm sorry. Is that like an old married
That was
gay
an old
man?
married gay thing for sure.
$2,500.
But I co-signed though. No, and okay, hold
You're
on.
old and married too.
Because I'm old and married too, and I need my kitchen to look better. But also, there's the fact that we're married, right? So that's $5,000. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like again, you're not
That's
going to
not
Kylie
flights.
alone, and that's not flights.
I didn't just drive down for that. That's
2,500, and I'm not saying that she's not worth it. It's Kylie. We've been waiting for this forever.
totally worth it, but the distribution is homophobic, Kylie Minogue.
It is. Kylie, you need to stand up for your folks, like Tay did.
Yes, his name is Luke Pettitt. He would like a private table. I don't even think he wants me there. He just probably wants to see you. Hook us up, girl.
Oh my God, Kylie, God, for 2,500. I hope that she knows somebody queer in her team has to. I don't know. It's just.
It's heart-wrenching.
It's heart-wrenching, you know. I mean, because there are some diehards, and folks around our age are the ones that remember Kylie, you know, back in the '90s and
Can't get you out of
supported
my
her.
head.
Can't get you out of my head. And now she's got new ones, you know, with Padam, you know, and it's like.
Every day I listen to Padam.
But that is everywhere, and it's on our list. It's on our Spotify. We listen to it in the car. It's at all the clubs, you know.
Oh no, I don't think you understand. Play Padam Padam. That, like it doesn't come up accidentally. Faye.
Oh wow! Still not paying $2,500.
No,
All
ma'am.
right, next.
Moving on from 2,500.
Moving on from 2,500. Next, Stacey Arnold Yerkes worked as an Ohio State Highway Patrol officer from 1994 to 2018 and became an award-winning sergeant during her 25 years with the patrol. During that time, she said her direct supervisors harassed her and punished her more severely than her male heterosexual coworkers. By February 2018, she was told she had to accept the following as a last chance agreement to continue working: a demotion, a department change, a surgical tattoo removal, and a withdrawal of her Equal Employment Opportunity Commission discrimination complaint. Instead, she chose to retire and sue the F out of the OSHP and her supervisors. The jury awarded Yerkes over $1.3 million in compensatory damages, over $624,000 in back pay, and over $684,000 in lost pay. Justice served, baby. What are we all talking about?
This is a tough topic.
Mm-hmm.
I think like gays and the police is a tougher topic than you would think it would be. Like me as a very white-looking guy, you would think I would not have any issues with that. But it's stories like these that give me pause and do.
Yeah.
The vast majority of cops, I think, are absolutely wonderful. One side of my family is all law enforcement and military, not a bad apple among them.
Mm-hmm.
But it only takes a few
Bad.
jerks to make her life living hell.
Yeah.
And then at the end of all this, I mean, yeah, it's justice for her, but that entire city now has to pay for that stupidity.
Yeah.
That's going right back on everybody's tax bill.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it's a victory, but we still have to pay for that victory.
Yeah.
It's-
But
I just feel so bad. She had such a long career that was just
25 years, you know, and cops are a certain breed, you know, and like you said, we all know some cops, right? And we've all had our different experiences with cops, you know? And I've got to say that both people that are on this bed right now are privileged by the color of our skin in many instances. And we're very well aware of that, right? But I have been in cars with my black and brown friends and been stopped and been taken out of a car and been searched and been asked for licenses and shit like that. Things that like wouldn't happen if there wasn't a brown and black person in the car and the cop wants to be an asshole, you know? And just like you said, for every bad one, there are plenty of good ones that want to help you, you know? But it's come to a point in our community that like many folks in our community don't want to call the cops for help because they don't know what they're going to get. They don't know which side of that they're going to get, and they'd rather not take the chance.
Yeah, my first real experience with law enforcement was 18 and getting arrested for dancing too gay on the beach.
What?
Oh, I'm serious.
No, because if this was a joke, it's not funny. So, I mean, tell me, like, how did that happen? What beach?
Guess what state it was in?
Florida?
Dude.
Okay.
Yes, and so it was Treasure Island. It was a July 4th party on the beach.
Okay, so Treasure Island is like going up by Tampa, right?
Yeah, like St. Petersburg.
Okay,
it's
west.
Okay. It's a very nice park there. And so we had just decided to go down and kind of throw our own little party on the beach. We brought music. It was maybe 10 gay guys from college. It was one of the first things that we did together. And a cop drove by and he's like, you know, what are you guys doing? We're like, no, we're just having a good time. He's like, okay. And then he came back around and pulled us all down, made us sit down, give us notices to appear in court, and said that the dancing, because we were two guys grinding on each other, like, you know, booty dance. We had clothes on. Because we were doing that. It was lewd and lascivious behavior.
Holy crap. And you're white.
Yeah, this is what I mean by like, okay, yeah, justice was served. So in my case, justice was served. That cop did end up losing his job.
Really? Okay, you fought this then.
We all fought it.
Awesome.
We were like, oh, you messed with the wrong group of faggots.
Yeah, because you didn't do anything. You were on the beach having a good time. That straight people can do that all the time and not, you know,
but this is when I was 18 years old, which is like, you know, the last century. And that was like $3,000-$4,000 just to defend that.
What?
Even though we didn't do anything.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Now, I would think something like that would leave a horrible taste in your mouth when it came to law enforcement.
It kind of does. Like I don't have the automatic trust. Like,
got it.
Even when I'm at a like gay pride parade or something, and I see the cops there, I don't have that automatic. They're here for me.
Yeah, isn't that awful? Because I have to kind of co-sign that feeling. You know, when you're a kid, you're told, okay, if something happens, you run to a cop. If you're lost, you run to a cop, right? If you need help, you run to a cop.
Not all kids.
I don't feel that way. Like I don't feel that. I don't feel. Well, you see that on TV, even if you're not taught that by your family. That's just something that like is, you know, law enforcement is there to protect you, right? Law enforcement, you know, it's just there to protect and to serve. And I feel the same way. Like I'll see a cop and it's not until they're nice to me that I reciprocate it. And that's awful.
Or you might see like they have a little like safe space pin, but like I need something secondary that tells me that you're cool. The uniform just does not do it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to her, congratulations on winning. You know, I'm glad that you fought back because many people would have just stayed quiet, retired, and just said, forget it. And you held your ground. And now, bitch, you rich. So I'll get a divorce tomorrow. If you need another wife, I'm there. I don't know where you live and I don't care. For all those millions, I'm out.
We need more lesbian cops. So yeah, we got to take care of her.
We got to take care of her. But congratulations. Finally, during a recent performance at MetLife Stadium, when Beyonce soared over the audience, she spotted a person in the crowd holding up a sign with the 3 words emblazoned on it and repeated the mantra started by actress Laverne Cox. Trans is beautiful. When these words were repeated by the singer, they brought fans to tears. The moment was so beautiful that Cox reposted the video of it to Instagram with her heartfelt message. Beyonce says trans is beautiful. What are we all talking about? Did you go to the concert?
No, I didn't.
We were the only 2 gays that didn't get to go.
This is such a good story, though.
I know.
To me, I think if you're ever in a moral conundrum, that there are sometimes some ways to figure it out. And one is, what's the simpler message that comes from love? And what's the more complicated message that sounds negative and needs a lot of explaining? The fact that you can sum it all up.
That's it.
With trans is beautiful tells you that you're on the right side of history when you hear that. It just...
Right? It really does. If you had hair, it would be right? It would stand up.
It's gray. It's there.
Freaking waxed it.
No, I think this is a really,
it's beautiful. And the wonderful thing about Beyonce and her platform is that like all kinds of people go see Beyonce. Okay, she's our queen, right? As the gays, but black, white, brown, Latino, all kinds of people go see Beyonce. So you see a myriad of different people there, all representing, and there are tons of people that are not LGBTQ and maybe weren't allies. And all of a sudden they hear their queen bee there saying trans is beautiful. That might be the first time somebody hears that.
Yes. Who runs the world? Girls. And we are very liberal with that word. All girls.
All girls, period.
Yes. If you call yourself a girl, run it.
Run it. Who runs the world?
Girls.
Girls.
Listen to that in the car, too.
After Param.
Yes.
Right. I love you.
And
we love you, Beyonce.
Before Troy Sivan's Rush.
You're really into that song, aren't you? I like the song. It's
Turns me
catchy.
on.
Listen to it. It's very catchy. It sounds like another song, which is the reason why I like it. I can't put my finger on what. The video is like a twink fest, and it's a lot of fun. That's all I gotta say. The FayWhat Show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America, and Hotspots Magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 37 years, and Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So your boo is coming back.
Oh! My husband has been away for nearly 4 months and is going to be back in 10 days. I miss his eyes. I miss his face. I miss his hair. I miss his arms. I
think there's other parts of him you miss too.
Yes, but I'm not going to say all of them, but I cannot wait. We are going to be going to the UK to do the UK reception for our wedding.
Oh my God, finally. I love that. Please send pictures. We got to see that.
Yes.
And will you be doing your dance again? I went to their wedding and their wedding was so much fun. If you look on my social media, you'll see pictures of when me and my wife went over to see them get married. And it was just a wonderful thing. And they had this beautifully choreographed dance with them. There was there was lifts and all, and I'm not even lying, literally lifts, right? Are you going to redo this in UK?
I'm going to do that every year on our anniversary.
You're so cute that
you think to learn that
You're
shit.
so cute that you think that you'll be able to do that in 2 years.
And we got the cruise coming up too. Don't forget about that.
In December?
Yes. But I'm an early planner, and plus if you're going to be away for a long weekend. So if you have not heard about the It's Happening Out cruise, go to the website, check out the links there, and definitely join Faye and I for that. We would love to hang out.
Yeah, Happening Out.
Maybe not in bed, you weirdo, but around the ship.
And I'll also be celebrating my birthday on that ship, so it's going to be a whole lot of fun. December, babies, let's unite.
23 all over again.
Sure. I gotta thank Mark for being in bed with me. I love being with you. Thank you, puppy. Thank you.
Mwah.
Thank you for joining me this morning. I know it's early, but I do enjoy you being on the FayWhat Show.
Me too.
All right. Thank you, Mark Pettitt, for being with us. Make sure that you follow him on social media, and make sure that you follow Luke also. They've got an incredible business, and they're just wonderful folks, and they're not bad on the eyes. And that's usually my first thing, right? All right. Well, did you know that Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale? We broadcast our Sunday service every week at 10:30 a.m. FayWhat show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are so important to our LGBTQ plus community. Like this interview with my girl. I love her. Here's Jasmine Pryce Lords. Good morning and welcome to the FayWhat show. Today I am accompanied by none other than Fort Lauderdale's sweetheart and mine, Jasmine Pryce Lords. Okay, there's so much that I can say about Jazz. She's been working in drag for almost 15 years, kicking and splitting and hosting events all over South Florida. And by kicking and splitting, I don't mean like kicking and splitting. I mean kicking and splitting some heads, stealing some crowns, doing what you gotta do to be the bearded beauty that we love and the plus-size Barbie that we adore. She is the entertainment director and a frequent performer at Hamburger Mary's. And we're going to be talking a lot about that as well. Give it up for Jasmine Pryce Lords. What? You like that? You like that?
It.
Right?
Thank you.
I love that. How long?
So special.
How long have I been trying to get your ass in bed, girl? Like forever ago.
You know, as a lady, we don't tell those secrets.
As a lady, we don't tell those secrets.
No, it's been a while we've been talking about this. I'm glad to finally be here. We've made it.
I know. And you know, let's get some things out of the way, okay? Jazz is not trans. She's not a trans woman. She is a gay man who loves her job, loves her career, and has made a living out of it and has been able to entertain so many people in doing so. I always like to get that straight, you know, because you know, he, him pronouns when you don't see her, when you see her out of drag, you know what I mean?
Right.
Be respectful and know who you're talking to.
Right, I definitely agree. And for me, I understand my drag is confusing, especially to people who don't know. And I think education is very important. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's a lot about the intent. You know, I work with a lot of venues that are straight people, and, you know, they don't know how to perceive the beard and drag. And so if they're saying he and it's an honest mistake, I'm not the person that's going to bite your head off.
Yeah.
You know, but I'll educate you in that moment and we can have a conversation. But intent is key.
You
know when somebody's trying to be shady.
It's true. And yeah, well, where somebody's just trying to be an asshole. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Because there's always that one, you know? Do you get tired of educating people?
No.
Okay. I love that. No, and I hope that always stays the case. You know what I mean? Because for a lot of our siblings, sometimes it's just like, all right, what the F? You know what I mean? Are you going to ask me this question again? No. And I always tell people it's so important to educate folks, you know, especially in our community. And you get that platform because you're at many places that cater to a lot of straight people. Right.
And I think also drag queens have always been viewed or respected in the community as leaders and being people. So we're beacons. People come to us. People, if you're walking in a club, you're gonna see my 6-foot ass and this big ass bright wig. So if somebody doesn't know, they're gonna come and ask questions or get familiar. And I think, you know, I'm honored to be able to carry on that legacy and be educational for anybody who has questions.
You are, because what, bitch, you don't blend for nothing. You don't blend in for nothing. You can find Jazz anywhere.
Except for Mama the Eagle, you don't know it's me. She be real blended then.
Actually, it's true with the beard and everything. That's hysterical. Where do you live? You live in Dade, right?
Yes, I live in Hialeah, Miami Lakes.
Like that, like Hialeah to the max. Have you always lived there?
I was born in Overtown, so I'm from Miami, 305 boy, born and raised.
Whoop whoop.
I turn off the hood when I'm at work, like now. But when I go back home, it's basketball shorts, tank tops, and my Jordans.
I love that.
It's very different.
Very different.
That's why I love where I work. I love what I get to do, but I don't want to shit where I eat. So I work up here, then I go far away where nobody knows Jasmine.
That makes sense, dude. See, and I'm always bitching about going to North Miami, but that makes sense. Nobody knows who the hell FayWhat is there,
Publix,
so
they
it's all
don't know
right.
Jasmine.
They don't know.
If I go to Publix and what's the manners, I'm sure somebody's gonna stop me.
That's hysterical. But you live, okay, so Hialeah, so folks at home, if you don't know what Hialeah is, it's like where most of the Cubans are contained, okay? Like you can go to Hialeah and you cannot speak a word of English the whole entire time you're there, okay? People will look at you weird if you talk in English in Hialeah.
So I don't speak Spanish, so yes, that's true.
So, but do you speak Spanish like yourself, like with your family? None at all. Like, was that something?
I learned Spanish in school, and we know like that Spanish isn't real Spanish.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the only Spanish I know.
What's your background?
So I am Puerto Rican,
okay.
but I was born and raised here in Florida. The rest of my family was all in New York and stuff, so I didn't grow up around Spanish speakers.
Got it. Well, and that's the thing. Like I'm Colombian Puerto Rican, right? And I didn't learn Spanish until I was in my 20s when Univision offered me a lot of money, and I said, "Yes, bitch, I'll learn Spanish real quick. ¿Qué lo que? ¿Cómo está?"
What?
Right?
I haven't got that offer yet.
But that was my Puerto Rican side. Because like it's like such a Spanglish, it's such a New Yorican thing up north that like you just speak it and you just understand it. But it's un arroz con mango. It's like two languages all mixed up, having sex and having a great time, and only you understand it if you live there. It makes so kind of sense.
I can order food. That's about it. That's about it.
Arroz con bollo. And let's just say
That's
that
for you.
Boyo's not the right. Yes,
That's for
Boyo's
you.
for me. See, that bitch knows what she knows. You know, she knows what she knows. She knows keywords. Okay, but let's think about all the people. Like, I have my wife is Cuban, and like we're constantly fighting about how, Cubans don't really come and help the LGBTQ plus community, right? And there are a lot of them are very Republican and stuff like that. Do you encounter that in Hialeah?
Where I live, no. I mean, I've been very fortunate. I've been in the same building for about 4 years, and I've, going to work like this every day. I pass lots of family and people. I've never had an issue. I've had people who, want to take pictures, ask me questions where I'm working. So I've been very fortunate.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I do understand that's probably not everybody's experience. But I'm also out of drag, 6'1", 260.
Yeah.
Like I'm not one that's easily intimidated. So I'm sure people would see me and they're half my height. They probably think twice.
If you would ever see Jasmine as a boy in an alleyway, you'd be like, nah, bitch, not today. I ain't messing with that big bitch. No
And
way.
it's so nice.
And she's the sweetest in the world, right?
It looks scary.
No, you don't look. You look like a big Puerto Rican teddy bear. That's what
I
it is.
love that.
So you're the bearded beauty and plus size Barbie. Who named you that?
It's just as I started performing, I was always being called the plus size Barbie before I was the bearded queen, performing Athena Dion. A lot of entertainers, when I was working, they would just intro me that. And then as I started becoming a bearded entertainer, it just kind of, again, as being performing, and people just started calling you
That,
bearded
and it
beauty.
stuck,
And it
right?
stuck.
Well, and that's why
I'm not mad at it.
No, coño. I mean, it's not like they called you something ugly. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that is, But you didn't start, like you just said, you didn't start drag being a bearded queen.
Correct.
So was that you just woke up one day late to Hamburger Mary's and you're like, F it, I'll paint this in, I'm good. And then it just kind of stuck?
So I had been performing already for quite some time, and my entire adult life, it's hard growing up. So I was in foster care, so I was always a workaholic. But I never went on vacation. So finally at one point I was like, you know what? I've been working for all these years. I hadn't had that time off. I'm earning 4 weeks a year and I'm not using it. So I started traveling. I went to Colombia and I went to a few different places. And it was the first time in my entire life I grew a beard. So when I came back, I was like, well, let's play with, the beard, The Greatest Showman had just came out.
Yes. Oh, a perfect timing.
So I was just trying to play around with just different types of drag. It wasn't intended to be a thing. But then I started getting people asking, hey, can you do the bearded look here? Can you, people specifically were asking for it. And then it kind of just grew into its own thing.
And became like
yeah,
you.
It became part of the brand.
It became part of the brand.
I've shaved and I've gone back to it and I'm like,
have you?
kind of missed the beard.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now it's a part of you.
Yeah.
What do you say to people that say, I mean, again, and you've gone against this grain 100 million times, people who say bearded queens shouldn't win pageants. Now, mind you, recently Drag Race was won. One of Drag Races was won by a bearded queen. That and a lot of local pageants also, you included, have been breaking those freaking ceilings with that. I mean, is that just the direction that we're going? Are we being more inclusive, or is just people talking shit?
I mean, I think it's gonna be a little bit of everything, no matter where you go. Not everybody's gonna change their opinion. I like to be an advocate and show up and show out and be undeniable. If you can clock me for something that I've done wrong, then by all means, then don't let me win. But if the only thing you can say about me is that my beard was there, but everything else was flawless, cool. At the end of the day,
that's all you got on me.
The audience knows. So when you're gonna crown somebody, they can tell. They know what's happening.
Yeah.
So if the worst you can get from me is my beard, then I'll let my actions and my craft speak for itself.
Then you're doing your job. You're doing your job exemplary. Did you see Barbie?
Of course I did.
Did you go dressed up or did you go as you boy?
No, I went as the boy. I was out of drag. I'd been working 8 days in a row. I was we went and got a whole bunch of Chinese food before, some sushi, and then we went to watch Barbie. So it was cute.
I love
Cute
that.
little day.
At least you didn't bring the food with you, because that's what my Puerto Rican friends, they bring the arroz habichuela y carne and they bring it into the freaking movie.
I want to hang out with
and
your
they're
friends.
sitting there I'm serious.
I want to hang out with y'all.
So what did you think of the movie? Did you like it?
I enjoyed it.
Did you expect to enjoy it?
Okay, so little gay boy fact. I've been official Barbie collector fan club since 2006.
Shut up.
So people don't know that about me.
Oh my God,
So
how
at home,
cute.
I have the pregnant Barbie. I have all the collector. I have so many. Nobody knows that though. So as they were coming on the screen, I was getting all fangirl watching all like, I have that one, I have that one. And I got all
that.
the references. But also I thought it was super cute. Like it's nothing too serious. I think they taught them a lot of good, important topics.
Yeah.
And you know, at the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun.
It's supposed to be fun. And just like you
Yeah.
said, sometimes you can't make everybody happy. People are
Right.
always going to have some crap to say, you know?
Right.
But I love that you were there, like, you know, counting the dolls and saying, wait a minute, you
Yeah.
know? I went with, we both know Kevin Clevenger from
Yes.
Flockfest, right? So I went, he was one of the people that I went to. And you know me, Jasmine, I dressed up like Barbie to go
Right.
because I had to do it up, right? And you
Like
see
nothing less.
and you know, you see Kevin like counting the Barbies and going, "Hey, where's Kevin?" You know, I didn't even know there was a Kevin Barbie. You know what I mean? But
Right.
like again, so you were there doing the same thing,
Yeah.
right?
I was like, I have that one, I have this one, I have that one. Yeah.
I love that.
Couldn't help it.
So Jasmine, I think I've known you now for maybe like about 2.5 years, something like that,
Something like
right?
that.
And I remember when I first met you, you still had a full-time job. Okay,
Yes.
like you still had a daytime job that you had to go to and whatever, blah, blah. And then I remember like it was yesterday, you posting that you had left that job and that you were going to give yourself 100% and give this drag thing a chance,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And here we are 2 years later. And you're like, if I've got to go back to that job, I guess I will, but I don't see it happening. And
Right.
that is what your intention was.
Right.
I'm so fucking proud of you.
Thank you. I was terrified, many panic attacks between here and there, but it worked out, and I'm grateful I took that risk. And, you know, I also was smart about it. I had a security blanket. I'd been there long enough where I had a leave of absence I was allowed to take. So that gave me the chance to, hey, let's see how this goes. And fortunate and grateful that, you know, I haven't had to go back.
I love that. I love that.
I was there
That's
for
so
15
beautiful.
years.
Wow. Again, not an easy thing, you know? And like people see their drag entertainers and they're like, they're making a shit ton of money. Or, you know, like this is all they do. Or, they get to hang out all day and then just come entertain me. You don't know the half of it, okay? Most drag queens, their money that they get paid every day is spent already on the outfit and the hair and the makeup that they came into the gig with, all
A lot
right?
of us wear many
woof,
hats. We wear
woof.
many hats.
And a lot of drag queens have a side hustle, have a side gig, have another way to, you know, make some extra cash because shit's not easy. It's just not. So you decide to do drag full time during COVID, bitch. Take that in.
Yay.
Okay, because I forgot to add that part,
That
right?
wasn't planned.
God, COVID must have been. I know it was super hard. I know it was super hard for all the, you know, for all the drag queens. And you know, here we are 2 years later. Do you feel like people don't even remember or even are grateful that they made it through that time?
Oh, 100%. So I remember, like in the back of my mind, you know Trey formerly from Alibi. He recently moved. I was there the last night that they had shows before they had to close down for COVID, and he was in the back crying that he had to call every entertainer and let them know that there's no work for the next foreseeable future because they had to shut down the bars. And also as a show director, I had to have the same conversation with anybody who I've employed. So the entire time, you know, just to be stressed about so many, like stress about yourself, but also thinking about all these people depend on me and what I do, and ensuring that they have bookings and things that are coming up, and not to let other people know.
Yeah.
There's no income coming in, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to support you again. And I've never been in a moment with somebody and being so vulnerable with each other, and just, I will always love him for that. It was the most like bare, just honest, and like not in the
Vulnerable, like
office
naked,
even,
yeah.
like literally like in the back where customers could see everything. It was just this beautiful moment. But yeah, like, and then now, well, a lot of entertainers are like, you know, very grateful and amazing. Some of them are so quick to be like, oh, booking fee, this, that, like,
Yeah.
we're yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Let's
yeah.
be grateful.
You know
we're
what?
trying really hard to continue to grow.
You know, I know that now, Jasmine, you're a respectable hoe.
Thank you.
And you're the main host, you know, you're one of the main hosts over at Hamburger Mary's and even our house also when Athena's away, you know, that bitch don't give that mic to nobody.
At all.
At all.
But she's great at it, so I understand.
No, I get it. In your early days, was there any drag queen that made you want to throw some pearls down the stairs at them?
No, I would never. No, I mean,
Did you catch that? Because I caught that.
so, you know, I say Florida is drag like no other state, right? We have so many incredible, iconic entertainers. We have Daisy, we have Erica, we have the Teepees, who are also personable and genuine and sweet and honest with everybody and helpful. But when I was coming up, there's some people in that same caliber and that same group who were very much like wanting to protect their turf. So I learned to stand up and fight against those great people while being embraced by the amazing ones and learning how to be a professional in my later years and what not to do. So I got to grow up on both sides of both worlds.
And from the outside looking in, right, what I saw as a patron and a huge fan of yours is that you went and you were like, F it, I don't need to take your territory. I'm going to make my own space. And that's exactly what you did, I personally feel.
Thank you.
You are the entertainment director over at Hamburger Mary's. How long have you been there now?
I've been there since they've opened, so 2 years. We just did our 2-year anniversary.
So, but they opened a little bit before you signed on.
I've been there with them as a cast member since day one.
Okay.
Well, before even opening. And then they had a few months where they were like feeling things out, and then they offered me the position of entertainment director.
Okay. Because I went there before you were entertainment director, and I was never going to go back there
Yeah,
again.
it was like 6 months or something like that.
Yeah, I was never going to go back there. Like Hamburger Mary's, I love you guys now, like for real. And I love Jasmine, and I'm a huge fan of Prince also.
Triller.
But before you became event director, girl, oh my God, Hamburger Mary's, I love you now, pero coño, it was rough. It was rough. Tell me that you must have heard that from other people.
Oh, yeah, I have. There was a lot going on. The manager at the moment passed away unexpectedly from COVID.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so the opening manager unexpectedly passed away. So it was a lot of like, while trying to open a new restaurant, while going through right after COVID and so many things that were happening back to back, and then losing the leader, that takes a huge hit. And then they didn't have an entertainment director. They had somebody who was, doing it remotely from another location. So they don't know the community. They don't know the entertainers. They don't know who meshes well. Like what gives, that vibe and that flair in the show. You know what girls make magic,
So, okay,
so there's a lot of like growing pains.
So is there times that because they get amazing drag queen, drag race girls also, they have amazing entertainers all around, all right? But is there a time that somebody's coming into town and you're like, oh, this girl's not going to go well with this?
I mean, I'm very fortunate. So I've gotten to select my cast that's there now. I've had a huge hand in that. So they're all great, phenomenal entertainers. They work well with everyone. I just think variety is the spice of life.
Yes.
If I have a high-powered dance girl like Kennedy Davenport coming in, maybe I don't need to book my regular high-powered dance girl because it's going to be monotonous if you have consistently everybody doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So I just try to, mix it up, but.
And you do a fantastic job of it. And let me tell you, look, again, folks, if you've never been to Hamburger Mary's, what the hell are you waiting for, But they have, something that I love is that they also have male performances, right? It's drag queens, it's male performances. One Friday a month, they have the lesbians take over. Les Chic are there.
No.
And they are killing.
Lesbians are every Friday now.
Oh, now it's every Friday?
Every
what?
single Friday.
Okay, so they were once a month and they were killing it once a month. Like, it was such a good time. And now it's every Friday at Hamburger Mary's. So, I mean, Trilla, I love that everything that's happening. And it's that inclusivity that I love,
Right.
I love that. What else was I going to ask you? There's so much to tell you. I know that you're still with the same boo, right? You've been with the same guy for a bit?
4 years, right before COVID, yeah.
You have impeccable fucking timing, don't you?
Oh my God. So we met right before COVID, started dating November 11/11. Then his lease was coming up. He was working full-time. I was working full-time and in drag. So we're never really home. Why don't, instead of signing your lease, move in here. We're not going to be around each other to kill each other, but we can still fill this out. And COVID happened. And then now we're around each other 24/7. And I didn't kill him, so I guess it's a good sign.
Yes.
We're still together. I'm not in jail.
Exactly.
So, yeah, no.
But it can't be easy to date you, though, Jasmine.
I agree.
Okay, no, good. Because I know it's not fucking easy to date me. So I can only imagine how hard it is to date you,
Yeah. I'm in drag, I'm a lot, like, it's a character. I'm turned on, it's a personality, I have to show up for work, and it is what it is. Outside of drag, I'm a little bit more chill, you see me, I'm more reserved. In the friend group, you wouldn't know I'm the drag queen in the group. I'm a lot more calm. But yeah, no, whenever we're out and about, people are always around me talking, whatever, and I'm very fortunate that he supports everything that I do, and he loves it. And he wasn't a Jasmine fan. He didn't know about any of that when we met, so he's also not from Florida.
Oh,
right.
Wow, that's a plus right there.
So, I've been very blessed, and, he's great.
I love that. You are the Florida mother of the legendary House of Lords.
I am.
Right? And I'm a huge fan of your house. TP, Calypso, Alex, Poison Ivy. Who else in the family? Who am I missing?
Sasha,
Sasha.
tons. Yeah.
I mean, the Lord's family, they grow and grow. They procreate a lot. Like every single year when they make their Christmas card, that shit gets bigger and bigger. I don't understand.
Well, because we do the dysfunctional family event, so even if you're not a Lord's, like when we go to Santa's Enchanted Forest or we go to any of those events, it's open to anyone in the community.
I love that.
Because if you think about like, wanting to go to the youth fair or Santa's or anything like that, and, you don't want to be that little gay boy in the group by yourself, or you don't, it's not necessarily the most comfortable spaces sometimes. So we always like, hey, it's an open event. If you want to come hang out, just be around other gay people in this big open space. And that's why we have those big pictures with so many people. There's times I don't know who the hell they are, but they saw the post and they came in and hang out.
And that's it.
So for the night, we're having fun. We take shots and
that's it. Follow the Lord's family because they do. They'll post it and they're like, hey, we're going to go do this. Come join us.
Community event, yeah. Barbecues.
What is the difference in your role as opposed to TP's role in the Lord's family?
So basically, TP has done a phenomenal job for many years. Obviously, she's my mother. I love her. I looked up to her. She's a huge inspiration to so many of us. And I just want to continue the legacy that she's done. So also, as she's continuing to do so much and she's growing, it's an opportunity for her not to worry about what's going on so much down here. Florida is the largest chapter that we have. So allow me to take over and allow her to focus on her. And if I need support, if any of the other mothers in the other states do need something, of course we can rely on TP, but now TP's not focusing on every girl who wants to do a pageant now. Every girl who's trying to get involved in everything, now I can step up and support them and help them. And if I need something, I can go to TP. Yeah. But she doesn't have to be, I don't say burdened, but she doesn't need to overexert herself with every single person in our family when I can step in and support them and allow her to focus on her now.
Can you say honestly that you've learned stuff from TP?
Oh, 100%. I think all of us can. I mean,
because there's a certain, I'm not saying that you kids are like the Stepford women, right? But like, TP designed my bed, right? TP was in this bed a couple of weeks ago, right? And there's a certain delivery when she answers certain questions. It's kind of like a political person. Like you ask them a question, they're like, well, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, they're giving you like, the TV answer, right? And then behind it, they're like, bitch, this is what happened.
Girl, that's where the tequila and the vodka comes in. That's how you get those answers.
Are other families scared of you? Intimidated by you? Let me explain to you why, okay? Because when any of the Lord's peeps are going for a crown, right? And then all you motherfuckers show up at the pageant, right? And then they're about to get crowned and it's like, Lords, Lords, Lords. And you can hear it like all over. And it's like, damn, if there's another family here, pobrecito,
Right. I would hope they're not intimidated. I hope maybe they respect us, but also we try. It goes hand in hand. I think I'm a very big advocate for us respecting everybody else in our community as well, and the other families and houses. The LePages are a phenomenal other family.
Oh my God, yeah!
Like there's so many other strong houses, but we all work together. We share the same community. We share the same workspaces, the same venues. So even when we don't always share the same name, sometimes it feels like we're all family. Like Poison Ivy is a Lord's.
Yes.
Like like you wouldn't think it by the name, but at the end of the day,
she is.
We all work together. We're all family.
And you ask her, and she's like, "I'm a motherfucking Lord's."
And
that's what I am. Right? Let's talk about your campaigns. So important. I mean, we've been talking about, we've always been talking about how important getting the vote out is, and look at all these anti-LGBTQ plus hate that's been targeted towards our community, and it's all because we freaking laxed. And many of us didn't vote when we were supposed to, but you're doing something about it. Tell us about this campaign about Drag Out the Vote.
Yes, so I'm joining Drag Out the Vote, the national campaign. Making some conference calls, getting information. I'm going to be scheduling some events at Hamburger Mary's and hopefully at Georgie's Alibi as well. So if you're not a registered voter, if you have any questions, if you want to donate, whatever it is, we're going to have different stations and setups for people. Through conversations with my cast members, so being a manager for so many years, I know how to ask probing questions to kind of not let them know that I'm interviewing them. A lot of people are just not knowledgeable about the process and how things work, and they're like, oh, my vote doesn't count, or I only vote for the president, but that's the one that has the least effect, and there's a lot of people just don't know. Right? And while I'm the person who will be on YouTube and TikTok and the black holes and researching everything, I can't help it. I've always been that person. I'm very knowledgeable on a lot of stuff. So like I said, I like to teach. I like to be involved in that. And our community right now is suffering. And for us to be in Florida with such a strong, beautiful, thriving gay community, and why are we allowing ourselves to be suppressed? How are we allowing this to happen? And I think we don't know that we have the tools, and how do we get them the tools? How do we make it accessible for them? And that's what my goal is going to be this year, continuing moving forward.
To
make sure they're aware.
I love it. Thank you for all the educational work that you're doing. I mean, we all have to do it. And some of us are made for it and some of us aren't. Some of us just can't be bothered. And some people are just delusional. Like, it's like, oh, my vote doesn't matter, or oh, I'm not gonna look that up, right? But if it was like for a new wig or a new pair of shoes, you'd be on that internet like white on rice trying to figure it out, right? Like so. You know, I don't get our community right now, but more of this needs to happen, right? Because maybe you'll listen to a Jasmine over me, you know? I don't know. I don't give a shit as long as you go out there and vote, because we are feeling it now, you know? We are feeling it. I know you're a pet lover like I am, you know that I am, and I have to give you condolences about losing one of your babies.
Thank you.
That's not an easy thing, but can we see the tattoo maybe?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It's my baby.
Your brown ass.
I know, right?
What are they?
So they're Chihuahua Yorkies. They're called Chorkies. They're a designer breed.
They're called asshole dogs. That's what they are. They're beautiful, but they're pains in the ass.
I love them. I mean, but aren't all children though?
Aren't we all, right?
You know, but I love them. They're amazing.
What are their names?
Kenny and Elphaba. Elphaba, the Wicked Witch from Wicked.
Oh.
Can you tell them a theater gay?
Just a little. Just a little homo.
My babies.
Just a little.
And then I just bought my boyfriend a Frenchie. So
I love that. What's his name?
Bailey.
Bailey the Frenchie. Another pain in the ass dog.
Yeah.
That can't breathe because his nose is like
It's
that.
so cute.
But they're so cute.
But he's used to me snoring, so he's used to the dog already. It's
Oh my
fine.
God, that must be like an opera for your boyfriend there. You and the Frenchie.
He's like a log though, so he's fine. He sleeps, he's out. I'm the one like, move the dog out the way. Why is there a dog in the bed?
Right? No, and I'm the one like, it's cold, baby. Pass me another dog. You know, that's me. Anything good coming up in the future that you can tell us about? You always got something, you know, and the thing with you that you're always involved in something. Like last week you had 23 events and she made it to all of them. I don't know how, you know, but like anything in the future, I mean, the holidays are coming up. There's just so much shit, right? It's hard to.
Yeah, there's so many things. I'm supposed to be going to London to do hair and makeup for a TV show. I can't talk too much about who, but a celebrity client. I'm excited for that. I just did another project.
Are you still doing hair and makeup on the side in your no time? When do you do it? At 2 a.m? Like, I don't even know. In between gigs, right before you go on stage. Like, how?
Yeah, we filmed another TV show here at the beginning of July. I was gone for 2 weeks out of drag. I disappeared and I was doing hair and makeup on another celebrity. So I have a few of those that have, you know, I did one because a friend asked me to do it and people were just there watching. You never know who's paying attention. And the producer like, hey, we have another event in Florida. Can you do it? And now they're trying to travel me around and I hope to take every opportunity I can get.
Oh yeah, you could be like you see Raven's running around doing everybody's makeup and then okay, a quick drag.
Listen,
I'm ready, bitch. Pay me twice.
Listen, I love drag. I love what I do. I love performing. Nothing makes me happier than to be on stage and entertaining an audience and changing their day, their mood. That is what I've always been a passion since I was a child. But I do know that these legs ain't gonna last forever. I know I need to have a backup plan. So if doing hair and makeup is it, then cool, I'm gonna continue to work. And, you know, God forbid when I have to make that tough decision, I don't want to be putting myself in a situation because drag queens don't make, a lot of people also don't understand we don't have benefits. We don't have
you don't have health care.
We don't have retirement funds.
So when you do that death drop, okay, that's on your dime. Every time you see a queen do a death drop and they put their life in their own hands there,
baby,
right? That's it.
How many times have I jumped off stages and off all kinds of crazy things I shouldn't have, and like it's gonna catch up.
Well, and you do it
backup plan.
because you're fearless, AF, and you've got to stop that shit. I told Prince Trilla that too. You know, like Athena Dion was in his bed a couple months back, and that's why that bitch don't dance, because she don't want to hurt herself. Okay, that's why she'll do. I tell her that she does the Mariah moves.
And still, out of all of us, she was the one who was in surgery for her foot.
I know.
She was the only. I was like, wait, how does this work?
How did this happen? I mean, like you walk around with a bubble.
Yeah.
Whatever. Make sure that you follow Miss Jasmine Pryce Lords on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Threads, on TikTok. What else are you on the Tik? You got to do it on the TikTok. Also, she's on everything. Make sure you follow Hamburger Mary's and you go see all their incredible lineup that they have all the time, you know. And when you see this show, appreciate and say, Jasmine put all this shit together. Look at this bitch. She's amazing.
Thank you.
Make sure that you follow the Lords family also because they're always doing something fun. I mean, thank you for all you do. Thank you for shining like you shine, Miss Jasmine. You know, we need to clone you.
No, I'm good. I'm the original. You know, it gets every time you clone it, it gets worse. You know,
that's
the
true.
copy machine, they get
like that
faded.
Frenchie that you just got.
No.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Thank you for all you do for us because you highlight all of us. You uplift all the queens. You've created a platform where you get to interview us and get people to see behind the wig. So thank you.
Oh, because I love you girls. Okay, like every day when I go and do my makeup half-assed, I'm like, if I could only do this makeup like Jasmine. You know.
You don't do that.
So I love you. Thank you, Jasmine. Can you look at that camera and say, FayWhat?
FayWhat?
Yay, you did it! All right, want to thank Jasmine Pryce Lords for being on my show today, and we will be right back. Finally this morning, I want to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it Faye, what's on my mind? What does your side of the bed say about you? What side of the bed do you sleep on? So I sleep on the right side of the bed, right? And it's weird because when I go on vacation, I sleep on the opposite side of the bed, right? So what does your side of the bed say about you? According to a study conducted by Premier Inn, those who sleep on the left side of the bed wake up happier and better equipped for dealing with the stresses and pressures of daily life. Whereas those sleeping on the right are likely to be grumpier and have a far more negative outlook on life. Did you know that? So the research stated that over a quarter of people who snooze on the left side of the bed feel they have a really positive outlook on life in general, compared to 18% of right side sleepers. So how do you sleep and on what side? A similar study of 1,000 adults by bed and mattress manufacturer Sealy, they backed up the findings, reporting that lefties are 8% more likely to love their job and to have a lot of good friends. Plus, they are to be better than their partner in a crisis. All right? So if you sleep on the left side of the bed, you are better in a crisis. Okay? Righties, meanwhile, are more likely to enjoy their own company and like to be alone sometimes. And while it might seem all like doom and gloom for them, Premier Inn found that on the whole, those who prefer the right side tend to earn more money than their partners on the left side. All right? So don't sleep on the folks who sleep on the right, and that's me. So further new online research also by the US company Slumber Cloud claims that people who sleep on the left side of the bed consider themselves more left brain, which is to say more logic based in their thinking and more dedicated to problem solving than people who sleep on the right side of the bed, who are apparently considered more right brained or maybe more creative, all right? So another study in the Sun newspaper said that righties don't start to see their morning mood lift until 9:22 in the morning, all right? So you need a lot of coffee before then, where lefties start to see their mood increase by 9:07 a.m. And that's about right, because if you talk to me before 9:30 in the morning, I am not a happy FayWhat, like at all. I am not at all, okay? And another study of 2,000 Americans by Simba Sleep found that those who sleep on the left side are more likely to prefer oldies music, drama films, drinking wine, and are politically left-wing, whereas right side of the bed sleepers prefer rock music, action flicks, drinking beer, and are more likely to support the highly divisive, provocative, and some might say wildly inept Donald Trump. Ew. God, I hope that's wrong. That's awful. It does sound utterly ludicrous, but how about if it's true, right? And couples, how do you sleep with each other, okay? Like I'm on my left side of the bed and I always have like my hand underneath my Cuban and then I always like touch her toes with my toes to make sure she's there and then I go right back to my side, you know? Like, is your hand on your boo's face? Like, do you kick them in the middle of the night? Do they take up all the blankets, maybe? I don't know. But like that just all defines your relationship and how that works. All I know is that if I don't get a good night's sleep, I'm a mess in the morning, no matter what side of the bed I sleep on, right? So I asked a bunch of like couples how they slept, and one of my favorite answers was from a gay boy that lives in Wilton, and he said that after 22 years, habits become ingrained, and I can only sleep on the left side of the bed, and my boo can only sleep on the right side, and we usually sleep on our backs with our legs crossed, and sometimes also holding hands. How cute is that? He said sometimes that they spoon, but more often they cuddle face to face. But we usually stay on our backs because our kitties are squeezed between us and we don't want to squish them. I love them. Are those studies right? Tell me what you think, okay? I sleep on the right and that is not changing anytime soon, okay? It feels like I'm wearing someone else's clothes if I'm sleeping on the other side of the bed, right? Let me know what you think, and if you think that these studies make any sense or if they're completely bogus, all right? Send me a message over on my social media, all right? Well, that's it. That's the FayWhat show. I hope that you had fun. Thank you so much to Mark Pettitt for joining me in bed, and the amazing Jasmine Pryce Lords as well for an incredible interview. Make sure that you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, did I just say TikTok? TikTok, okay, and Threads as well. Okay, we are all over it. And the Happening Out Television Network, find them on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram as well. If you want to be in the know as to everything that's going on in this network, that is the way to do it. So folks, I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ+ community. I gotta tell you that it's hard sometimes for us girls, But if we believe that we're one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ+ community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity. It's what makes us so strong. So until next Monday, world, at 9 a.m. sharp, live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I'm #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.